Weather effects are beginning to damage components. Small fires are breaking out in the interiors of our ships. Differentiation of component archetypes is coming into the Star Citizen universe. Smart money can see that these are signs that engineering is on the way. And whether or not we should expect Tier 0 of engineering within the next couple of patches remains to be seen. But this is one of those systemic changes that will have a huge impact on how people play the game. Primarily, how and why people choose their daily driver ships, particularly when they plan on playing solo. So I wanted to put together a video highlighting which ships I think will see an increase in popularity, mostly stemming from the fact that they can be operated 100% or near to it without any additional crew or co-pilots, and they offer players the chance to engage in multiple gameplay loops. Welcome back everyone to ForgeCore Gaming. I'm your host Phoenix, and this is my top 10 picks for ships to use once engineering makes its way into the game. I'll be leaving chapter markers in the description and pinned comment, so if you want to skip certain sections or jump to parts of the video you'd like to rewatch, those are the two places you can do so. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we're still very much a growing channel, and any likes, subscribes, and comments go a really long way in helping us continue to make great content like the video you're watching. Also, if you'd like to join in on going the extra mile in supporting the channel, ForgeCore memberships are a really great way that you can make a huge contribution on my journey to becoming a full-time content creator. If you decided to become a channel member, you'll automatically receive 5 times the entries anytime I do ship giveaways. But please be aware that 100% of my content will always be free to watch, so it's completely optional. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Now I'm going to be working through this list in order from the lowest investment price all the way up to the highest. I'll also be discussing why each ship made the list and doing my best to highlight their strengths and weaknesses. The only criteria I have is that they can fulfill multiple roles and they have a maximum crew of 3. Starting off strong, number 10 on our list of ships is the Cutter Rambler from Drake Interplanetary, listed at a price of $50. Personally, I've never owned this ship, as Drake really isn't my style, but it is often referred to as the space van life ship of choice. And this little starter ship has a bit of a cult following, and I can see why. If you've been around my channel for more than 2 minutes, then you know I'm a sucker for ships with interior amenities, and the Cutter Rambler does not disappoint. On the inside of this small package, you get a full suite of amenities including a bed, a bathroom, a small kitchen, and even a table and chair where you can sit and reflect on your adventures in the Star Citizen universe. While 3 out of those 4 features don't currently have any function beyond RP, they will allegedly play a role in day-to-day life in future iterations of the game. But the Rambler isn't just for lounging around. It also has a small cargo storage area where you can load up to 2 SCUs of boxes, making this a fun little ship to get around in while doing bunker runs. On top of doing bunker runs, the Cutter Rambler could technically be used to fight the lowest tier of bounties, though it really isn't intended to be a fighter. Given that CIG has been busy dropping more and more sandbox-style areas that are popular amongst friendly and hostile players alike, the Rambler would also be a great ship to visit new POIs in, as you can do really well to greatly reduce its submission levels and effectively build out a stealth little camper van for darting around to new areas. Bear in mind, if you are detected while doing so, it would be probably best to run away, as the Rambler is a fairly easy target for anyone using more combat-oriented ships. Moving on, we have a bit of a polarizing option, that being the Intrepid from Crusader Industries, which is listed on RSI website for $65. I say polarizing as it was received with very mixed reviews when it was unveiled late in 2024. It was criticized for being undergunned and too fragile, and to be fair, it kinda is. But it does have several redeeming qualities, chief among them being the most fleshed out living area in the world of starter ships. The Intrepid has a bed, external storage compartments, gun racks, suit lockers, a full kitchen area, as well as a full bathroom, all of which is in a separate room from the rest of the ship, something otherwise unheard of in a relatively small form factor. Top of that, it has a dedicated engineering room and a separate cockpit, all of which are cordoned off by sealed doors, which make it ideal for containing fires in the event you have them. As far as cargo goes, the Intrepid has a fairly unique design in that it has 2 separate cargo bays that extend down via a cargo elevator flanking the engineering room on either side, port and starboard. The Intrepid also touts the sleek Crusader design language, which is a fan favorite, and that stylization extends to the cockpit, one that I believe is one of the best cockpit configurations in the entire game. Up next, at number 8, we have the 315P from Origin Jumpworks, also priced at $65 as a base amount. More on that in just a little bit though. We get a significant increase in value over the previous ships in more than one way. First, Origin, as a manufacturer, is the premier producer of luxury vehicles in the Star Citizen universe, so if high society is your preferred aesthetic, then the 315P is a solid choice. Additionally, we get a significant boost to DPS over the Rambler and a small boost over the Intrepid, as the 315P is equipped with 2 size 3 guns rather than 2 size 2s or a single size 4. On top of that, rather than being limited at 8 SCUs of cargo storage, this single-seater ship from Origin has a cargo capacity of 12 SCUs, meaning you're now in the range of doing low-tier cargo hauling missions provided the box dimensions aren't too large. Finally, the 300 series of ships has a feature that is unique to any other ship in the game, that being ship customization features on the RSI Cash Shop. Rather than just changing out liveries or components, any of the 300 series variants can change interior trim design, seat styling, materials used on the interior of the ship, plus small permanent items such as a coffee maker, a food preparation machine, an alarm clock, or custom bed sheets. All of these can be added for varying fees and can really serve to make this ship feel like your very own home amidst the Star Citizen universe. As a bit of an X factor, the 315P comes equipped with a tractor beam on the nose which can pivot and even access your own cargo grid while the landing gear is up, meaning you can quickly move cargo in and out of the ship without getting out of your seat. Up next, we have the Avenger Titan from Aegis Dynamics, which comes in 2 variants, ranging in price from $60 to $75. The Titan is our first step into what I would consider a more combat-centric role. The Titan, an interceptor, is widely considered the best starter ship in the game if combat is a segment of the game that you're interested in. As the fastest ship on this list, the Titan also boasts 1 size 4 gun and 2 size 3 guns, making it a serious competitor in the realm of small ships with big damage. But the Titan isn't just a dedicated fighter, it also has 8 SCUs of cargo, so if you're interested, you can technically do small cargo hauling missions or just loot valuable cargo from the hulls of your dead enemies. Coming in at number 6, we have the Nomad from Consolidated Outlands, which is priced at $80. In stark opposition to the Avenger Titan, the Nomad is certainly not a fighter, but it does open up gameplay loops that have not yet been available in this list to this point. With 24 SCUs of cargo space, an open-air cargo grid, and a rear-mounted ship tractor beam, the Nomad is a prime candidate for hauling, but not only boxes, small vehicles as well. Meaning you can engage in hauling, bunker missions, and mining gameplay loops if you bring along a Greycat ROC. But just because the Nomad is more industrious than this list's predecessors doesn't mean it's helpless in a fight, as it does come equipped with 3 size 3 weapon hardpoints. Its biggest weakness in battle is its relatively slow maneuvering in comparison to ships like the Avenger Titan. Even still, it's perfectly reasonable in a fight at the VLRT and LRT bounty levels. At number 5, we have the C1 Spirit from Crusader Industries priced at $125, presenting our first step into medium-sized ships. And though technically a max crew of 2, it is still a very feasible option to be piloted solo. Primarily used as a freight or transport vehicle, the C1 has a max official cargo capacity of 64 SCUs, which translates to a decent money-making potential despite its relatively low price point both in-game and out of it. And though it is capable of holding its own in low-risk target-level fights, it's probably best to avoid PvP, as it certainly is fragile and undergunned considering its size. At number 4, we have what I believe is the best bang-for-your-buck ship in the game, the Cutlass Red from Drake Interplanetary, priced at $135. The Cutlass Red checks a lot of boxes for players as a medium ship with logout beds, restroom facilities, a small amount of cargo space, and an extremely valuable X factor, 2 Tier 3 medical beds. Primarily focused as a medical ship, given that true medical gameplay isn't in the game just yet, the Cutlass Red is one of the more popular daily drivers for players who want a mobile respawn or light-duty medical facilities. Personally, I've also used it as a scavenger ship as I moved across dangerous POIs looking for broken down ships with valuable components. Overall, I think you'd be hard pressed to beat this as a daily driver, particularly since it still has a small form factor, meaning a solo player could get access to malfunctioning components with relative ease, provided they weren't under constant attack. At number 3, we have the Zeus Mark II, with two variants being the ES and CL, both priced at $175. The Mark II Zeus is a relatively new addition to Star Citizen, released in late 2024. It became a very popular alternative to the previously mentioned C1 as a medium-sized ship priced below $200 that had the capacity to act as a multi-role vessel. The CL, or cargo loader version, comes with a rear-mounted articulated tractor beam and 128 SCUs of cargo capacity, while the ES, with a cargo capacity of only 32 SCUs, came with a larger habitation area and nearly 50% more quantum fuel, making it more suited as an exploration vessel. Both come with suit lockers, gun racks, and full habitation by way of a bunk room, restroom, and separate kitchen. And both have room for up to 3 crew, though all of that is packed into a relatively concise and easy to navigate form factor, meaning it's completely feasible for solo pilots to keep up with, at least for what we know of engineering at this point. Nearing the top of the list, at number 2, another fan favorite with a bit of a cult following, we have the Terrapin from Anvil Aerospace at $220. Commonly referred to as just the Turtle, the Terrapin fills a strange role of an exploration or pathfinder ship, with little to no other official alternatives for available gameplay loops. I say that because it really isn't suitable as a fighter, given that it has weaker firepower than most other ships its size. It also can't carry cargo, and has no room for any other vehicles. It made this list because of one thing, the hull HP of 168,201, which will translate later to armor once engineering is fully implemented. But it is a tanky little beast in a relatively small form that makes it a strong candidate for entering hostile POIs while under enemy fire. Despite it not having an appreciable number of jump seats, you technically still could pile in any number of your friends and use it as an impromptu personnel dropship. Also, despite not owning one, I'll admit it, this thing is pretty cool. And finally, at number 1, we have yet another entry from Anvil Aerospace, that being the Asgard, priced currently at $350. And before I catch any flack from anyone, this ship is technically soloable, and realistically is the largest ship I would honestly say that about. Using the same logic as before, though the max crew is higher than 1, the Asgard maintains a fairly small form factor, allowing fairly easy access to components should something go wrong. Additionally, there is plenty of sectioning off of vital ship areas that could potentially prevent the spread of fires should they occur. What makes the Asgard so desirable is the fact that it technically is the most versatile ship on this list. The pilot has 6 size 3 weapon hardpoints, plus a respectable barrage of missiles. There's a full habitation area, so you can fairly easily set up for liveaboard series or extended voyages, and it has an impressive cargo grid officially supporting 180 SCUs of cargo. On top of that, it is the smallest ship in the game that is capable of carrying any land vehicle currently available. Moreover, some friends and I found out that you can, if you're careful, fit both an Ursa Medevac and a C8 Pisces in the back of the Asgard at the same time, meaning you have both a ground vehicle transport and a pocket carrier, which is kinda unheard of for a ship this size. What this all translates to is that you have almost every gameplay loop available at your disposal, other than things like salvage gameplay. You can easily configure your Asgard to be used for cargo hauling up to medium-sized missions, bounty hunting up to HRT as a solo pilot, mercenary missions, medical gameplay if you bring a Nursa, mining if you want to carry a ship like a Geo or a Greycat ROC, you name it. I recently did a full review of the Asgard on my channel, so if you want to learn more about it, go ahead and click the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen. Overall, I think this is one of the best all-arounders in the game if you're looking for something that can be piloted solo once engineering gets here. If you enjoyed the video, I'd like to take a moment and ask that you hit that subscribe button as a free way to support our channel's growth. Also, hit the like button to help the YouTube algorithm know we did a good job. Finally, don't forget to leave a comment with a ship you think should have been on this list. As always, thank you all very much for watching, fly safe out there, and I'll see you in the verse. Phoenix out.